Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is Stock Chart Technical Analysis. We're going to look at an update on 4 stocks: Cliffs Natural Resources, Caterpillar, 3D Systems, and Stratasys. All right, we're going to start off with Cliffs Natural Resources. We got it on the chart here. The last time I had a video on Cliffs was July 28th, and this was the last date on the chart. And it had just broken this major trend line here, okay? And I talked about how I thought this was a 5th wave. I've now adjusted that. I think that that was a 5th wave within this 3rd small minute wave in here, okay? So I now think that this is wave 1 and that we're working a wave 2 pullback in here. It could pull back into this trend line. It could pull back down to this trend line. And if we look at a retracement back in here, going from this low to this high, 50% would be down to this level, close to 16. 61.8% would bring it down here, more like 15.4, that type of thing. So I think we're in the 15.5 to 16 is kind of a target zone, maybe a pullback right to this trend line. And today is Tuesday, August 19th, and Cliffs is trading down 22 cents at 16.62 with a low of 16.45. So not doing a whole lot today, just right down in here. So we're just gonna have to watch it. I think it's continuing to do what we're looking for it to do. And again, we're looking for a minor wave 2 pullback and then a wave 3 to go. And just as a refresher, this we think that this was a 5th intermediate wave down and that we're getting ready to launch a new move to the upside. And that was the 5th of 5 waves in this corrective mode, and that we're getting ready to move, to the upside here in a series of impulsive waves to the upside. That's what I'm thinking is going on. And right now it seems to be tracking in that manner. Okay, that's the update on Cliffs. So we'll continue to watch that one closely. The next one is Caterpillar. And let me look at my notes. Last time we talked Cat, it was 8.7. This was the last day on the chart back here. We looked like we had 5 waves, small waves down here in this move. And I said, well, this looks either like a first move or an A. If it's an A, then this is going to be a zigzag down correction. I'm leaning more towards it being a 1, but we'll watch and see what kind of wave count we get. I do think that we had 5 major, 5 minor waves up here in this this move, and I'm thinking we just completed an ABC type of move. So we'll watch. I mean, this is closed back. It's doing like the Dow did, really. I mean, when you look at the retracement here from this high and down to here, it's retraced just a tad over 61.8%. And I think the Dow I mentioned last night was 61.8%. So, and of course, CAT is in the Dow Industrial. So, surprise, surprise. It's mirroring exactly what the Dow is, or the Dow is mirroring what CAT's doing. We'll, let's see. The one thing I saw in here, short term, I mean, the way this 21 is broken below the 55, I've seen where sometimes that means that it's now getting ready to turn down, and this is a little bit of a counter against the move to the downside, and the 5 waves makes me lean that way. But I've also seen where, it just starts trend, it gets a short-term trend, and you get this 10 crossing above the 21, and it just reverses and pulls back. Let me see if there's been an example. Well, kind of like this. I mean, it broke down below, but then it chopped and then eventually turned higher. It really all depends on the stage. I mean, here's another case where, yeah, it broke below the 55, 21 broke below the 55. We get the counter trend move in here, not super strong, and then it just rolls back down over. So just like on the Dow, we're going to have to continue to watch. Do we get a couple closes back, consecutive closes back below the 21, or do we continue to push and ride above the 21 here? Now, the short term, I'm looking at you got this gap in here. We could be looking at a gap close. okay, as initial short-term target, which is, could happen today. The low is 108.21. The high on CAT today is 107.699. So say 107.70. It's currently trading just up 7 cents today. So it hasn't closed this gap, and it's kind of struggling, small little move right in here. So that's my best scenario on CAT. I would say my preferred approach is that this is a first move down, and this is a second move back. And let me put the two up here, and I'll put the two with a question mark. And because we'll have to watch the wave count and see now if it goes beyond this high here, then that is not the case. I mean, that's, you always know where you're wrong. Okay, that's CAT. That's the update on CAT. And the next one we're going to take a look at is 3D systems. Okay, 3D systems. Okay, 3D systems here. This looks, again, I think, let me look at my notes. Yes, I was talking about how I felt like we were in corrective action here on 3D systems. I think we had a three-wave W, an A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X connecting type wave, and that we're now still in some type of corrective mode. And I believe if we go back and say, okay, I don't know that we have, I think it's because wave 2, and it doesn't show up real well on here. Anyway, I don't want to confuse that matter. Let's just stay with this scenario for now, because this is the best scenario that we've got laid out until this starts to show us something different. And it was solid in here, broke this trend line, and the last date I had was 8.5. So where is 8.5? Oh, we were right in here. Let me get a little closer. So we were right here, 8.5. And okay, I had said, quote, wouldn't be surprised to see a sharp little rally here. Well, we got a little rally, wasn't super sharp, and then it just petered out. And now it's gone sideways in here, not closing above the 10. And today, 3D Systems is down a penny. High 49.40, low 48.66. So we're right in here, really tight, still in this sideways move. So we'll have to see, does it continue down and break this low down here and test this prior low point here, or does it try to rally a little bit in here? So right now the trend looks down. I'm staying with the fact that it's corrective action. And then as a reminder, whenever you're in this kind of corrective action mode, it's always can morph into something else. So that's why you get a lot of uncertainty with what it's doing. It's not as clean as when you're in a 5-wave impulsive move to the upside. Okay, let me look to see if there's anything else I'm missing on that. No, the RSI did break this trend line. And so that was kind of, when I saw that, I thought, well, I'm not seeing the break to the upside yet, but that could be a little bit of a signal that it wants to do that. And but we still have DI minus above DI plus, and the demand index is still negative. So I'm going to stay with the bearish negative look that it's got. Let's take a look at Stratasys. Now Stratasys, again, it's a little bit similar to 3D systems in terms of this big move like 3D systems had. Now, I was counting, my preferred count was that this was doing a 4th wave correction, and therefore we were trying to get this off in a 1, 2, 3. But my alternate count, and okay, and let me stay with that for the moment, because that's when I talked about that. And with that thrust and with that type of count, and this day was the last review that I did on August 8th, I believe, but this was the last day of action on here with this big gap that we had. So now we have this big move, and then we've done nothing but pull back since then. That's not unusual. That's a typical little like flag type of move after a huge straight line move like this. So we got this little trend line, we could be coming back down and ready to burst back up through this trend line in like a little bit of a cup and handle. And let me just show you what I mean. You know, it could be, you know, something like this, and then it goes. But, you know, and then the other thing I was going to say before I get into the but, the other thing is last time I talked about this potential head and shoulders consolidation. And so that would be in sync with this small cup and handle type thing. So that is also something that could be working here. Now, the alternate scenario is that we've got a 3-wave here, W, 3-wave X, and that we are then going to, you know, chop down for a Y. Now, that's an alternate scenario. And so that's why, you know, it's going to be really key if this comes up here on Stratasys and breaks this trend line in here. I think that's a good sign that this thing is going, we're going to go with our primary scenario of being in a 5th wave and trying to thrust up through this. And that could make a difference too in terms of what happens, because that may affect in terms of what's going on with 3D systems. Okay, that's my update. I think that covers us. So we've talked about CLFs, CAT, 3D systems, and Stratasys. If you felt like the video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, just click on the little red box, download the PDF I've got for you, free PDF, and just fill in your first name and email, and you'll be good to go. You'll follow us on Beyond the Chart and have access to the Trade Ideas webpage. So we will see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping in.